world? What's up, Trading View? What's up, YouTube? Checking on the stream, making sure we're live. I don't see myself yet. Probably gonna make this a short stream today. Did have a slight incident happen yesterday with a really close friend of the family. Have to go check on them. Let's do this. All right, we're live, up and running. So, the stream today, right? I was saying that, in the looking at the ES, looking at the S&P futures, posted that thumbnail and it said we're looking for like one thing to happen, right? That'll be indicative of what markets are gonna do, and I thought we'd see it happen today, to get a turn, but we haven't yet, right? We have not seen it happen. We're below the level where I wanted to see it happen, which would have been the 61.8 holding, and that for me would have been a long signal. I don't see it. It hasn't happened yet, right? And this can get very ugly. You can see the sell-off continue on indices. At this point, it's still looking grim. It's not looking good. Would I love to see a 61.8 hold at 43.55. I posted that in Discord this morning. Posted it on Twitter, and hasn't happened. So, what's the next support? I'd say, where we were just 2 weeks ago, where we found support 2 weeks ago. Let's go to the daily. I think if this dumps, if this goes into like COVID crash 2.0, that can get really bad, right? I don't know how much liquidity the market wants to test. So I'm not a fan of this on indices. Historically, it hasn't worked out, but we're seeing a pretty grim head and shoulders. We've seen some similar ones, not as bad as this one. Like, we saw one over here where a few people were like, no, I'm gonna short it, and then it backfired, even though back then this whole rally was a bull trap before going in a COVID crash, right? And I posted on this in December. I published over here saying this is a bull trap, we're gonna see a big crash, and then that happened. So now, looking at what we're looking at, man, it looks like a mess, right? Unless we find support and we get some bulls back into this market, it's still looking grim. All right, so I'm going to take this retest swing low over here off like 436. And it gives us a little bit higher 61.8 bullish retrace, a little lower one, right? So right at 43.30, yep. And that's where we are right now. If this goes, right, like cash will be king. You probably want to pick up a dip down here, right? Like, I think we're going to see us get really ugly if the market doesn't start doing something, and very soon, right? It's probably going to take some Fed interjection to get this moving. This move I hear was like a 1.618 extension, right? So if we draw that, oh, maybe it wasn't. Oh, the close was, right? So 43.05 or so. These 1.2, 1.4 didn't hold, which is really disappointing, right? At 44.10, 43.60. So let's see how the day goes, right? Typically Fridays, they're a good day to buy the dip, right? Like historically, they've been more bullish, especially during really shaky times. What's up, Braymac? What's up, Cooley? Afternoon. And I don't know what's going on. This trend line is broken. It's wrecked. Let's see if we get this turn. If we get a turn at 43.30, I'll be impressed. If we don't, then it's expect the shit show to continue and to spill over in other markets. All right. That's what I have on indices. Real close attention to pay right here at the 61.8, guys. Like, super important. All right, let's look at BTC. I'm getting alerts on my phone about Hood, Robinhood. I set an alert for it yesterday. I think the chart's possibly bottomed. Alright, so what do we see on BTC? I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. We're seeing another leg down, right? Last stream I said that looked like a bearish continuation. The lack of that close, right? And didn't look too good. Now we're seeing a couple of things, right? We're seeing 40K 134 hold, right? We're literally like just above that, and I'm getting mixed signals, right? So the fact that the ES is at a 61.8 and on this smaller retracement, BTC is trying to turn off at 50. This looks decent. I don't think we quite rang it on Coinbase. Maybe we did. But we're seeing some buying interest here, right? We're seeing bull step up. We're seeing these long candles. And these like long-bodied candles, they tend to be indicative of like a exchange of hands. I will look at EGLD when we look at all Braymac. So I'd like to see this hold. Looking back at the daily, seeing that we'd seen support here before, that's a good sign. Once again, if the ES turns right where we are at the 61.8 and BTC turns at the 50, I think that would set us into an upside, like an upside trade, or markets are gonna probably inch up a little bit. But if we do see these levels get taken out, and I think we're going much lower. That being said, there's a lot of uncertainty, right? And one thing I was saying previously is we want to start looking for this channel forming on BTC, and we had a channel. Well, you can't see it, like a post correction channel, like one of these, right, or something like this forming. Even something like that, and we saw the channel break, right? And now it's pulling back. It's pulling back towards that channel. In terms of the larger retracement, looks at a 50, right? A smaller one, I think it's below a 61. It's turning red. It's trying to close above. So I think today will be indicative of what markets do, especially with the ES and BTC. I don't see the S&P going sideways here. If it does, it'll be like that Ether bottom that we picked up. What's the 5-minute doing? Trying. Alright, speaking of Ether, ETH USD. ETH has pulled back less than BTC, right? BTC did like a whole 50%. Ether is pulled back less, so it's looking like it's likely still more, I'm not going to say bullish. It's got more momentum to the upside, though. All right. Can these charts be flagging? Possibly. We can start seeing some kind of flag formation forming. I don't think there was like an executable entry on along here. Maybe there was. Probably from here. Possibly, right? So 27.90. I'd really look for support to hold today. Like I don't have anything else to say. QQQ looks terrible. Right? I mean, it's back. It's retraced all its gains in the last couple of weeks. Alright, so this is looking grim. We had that top of 404. Now 349. We were looking for it to be support. Well, it turned into resistance. I'm starting to feel like they got markets addicted to this buy the dip and set us into like a 10-year bull market, 10-year bull run. And now it's time to like test liquidity, right? And price discovery. I think this could potentially pull back to 316, right? I had this fib up a little higher, 338. 338 goes, I'd look for 322, right? Let's just do that before going to 316. That's where I'd want to start maybe counter trading this step again. All right, that covers my indices. Before I look at Eagle, don't look at gold because gold was staging up pretty good. Still trying to break out. Last stream I mentioned that we could probably see a 61.8 retest. We're not quite there. Probably 1929. In terms of GLD, we've seen that gap up, right? So 180. I think you can get up to 180. All right. Geez, this is kind of grim. I think the last time gold did something like this, this is looking real grim. I hate to be so pessimistic, but last time we saw this happen, right? Like this fake bull, right? Was 2012, September 2012. So let's try to correlate that with what happened in like indices after that move, right? So let's what is this? September 2012, October 2012. So let's look at ES. October, January. And we saw like a November bottom. I don't know, maybe gold top would signal index bottom, right? So I'd look for that correlation. I'd look for something like that, like for one thing to kind of pave the way for the other. How low can SPY down? I covered, what's up, Nathan, Nathan Tong, 1304. I think we're looking for 43.30 as support today, right? The bottom line right here, line in the sand. This is the red line. 43.30. ES. All right, let's look at EGLD. You guys show me some alts. As soon as there are no more alt requests, I'm probably gonna end this stream a little short today. My godson, which happens to have 4 legs, got ran over yesterday, so I'll have to go check on him at the vet. Let's look at the daily EGLD USDT Nance chart one day. This was a scam wick, man. This was a scam wick to 256. Go ahead and just take levels off. All right, 256 scam wick. Yeah. Trend line. Below the trend line. What's going on over here? Below the major 61.8. Yeah, I think when 239 started failing on this, it's been like right here, and this retest, that was the bull trap as of now. Where can this pull back to? Where would I try to find support again? Well, we're right under it. We're below 172. I don't know. I would throw in the towel on a chart like this. Braymac, thanks, man. I feel really bad about the Dogo too. He's like my dog's best friend. They live 2 streets down from us, and yeah. Looking at B Pro Network. This one's looking slightly better, right? But do we have a failed 61? We don't. I don't know what these alts do, man. So, I mean, this thing looks like it's doing a channel. I'd look for support at 30, I think 003468 right here, right? Before abandoning. But it's starting to channel. How has it bottomed before? I see this like fake inverse head and shoulders, but I wouldn't have too much faith in it. Thank you. Thanks, Boss Hog. Neo USD. Neo's looking decent. Is the network still in use? I haven't heard of Neo in a few years. The stock Neo, not the crypto Neo. This is looking decent until 25.89 becomes resistance, right? If this becomes resistance, then we're going to see downwards continuation. If this is doing more of like a squeeze, and we can see support here, maybe we test 39 again, right? Maybe. But until then, let's go into the daily, see which swing high we want to use. I mean, like, if I had a Neo long from lower, I would short it right now on a sub account, right? Like, I would want to hedge this position right here because it already wicked, it already rejected. It's below 25.89, right? And it's right above 25.71. So this thing, if it's bull trapping, this is the trap, right? I want to look at Luna, some of the things that I trade. I tried longing Luna earlier, and I got stopped. So just gonna take this breakout retest. Find our last 61.8. I'm just gonna zoom in to make these lines more concise. This could go a little lower, right? We could hit 47.7. What's going on the 4 hour? What if I do the entire trend? I feel like now I'm just trying to chase a bottom, right? Which I don't like doing. It's going to go off that last small swing, right? And if we see it close above 50, 0.06 through at 50.30, right? I would say that's good. I'd say this down move, right, was probably just kind of a stop hunt. But if this 61.8 holds, I'd be happy with this position. You know, we see these moves like this happen often, right? So here, you know, had pulled back to 61, once again to the 50. It really likes to hug the 50 once it makes a new high. So if we bounce up here and make a new high and pull back to the 50, I'd be happy. If we don't bounce up here, if $50 doesn't hold a support, then I'd look for BTC to bottom, ETH to bottom, other things to bottom. But one thing we've noticed on these last few dips is Luna tends to bottom before BTC. Like when it rang the 61.8 and we took this long last time, Luna moved up for like 2 days, and well, BTC didn't, and then BTC started moving again, right? So it's a really decent observation. This thing likes to kind of signal a bottom for me. It needs to be leading when markets start to turn. What else do you guys? Let's look at Hood, man. I have a lot of alerts going off on Hood today. Thought I had a fib drawn. Oh, I know what it is. So, okay, so I've drawn this extension on Robinhood. And that's why I have an alert at 1185. there's two things, right? You see the 1.4 and the 61.8. The 1.4 extension, 61.8 retrace. We could start seeing a bottom. I'm going to be patient with this. I'm not just going to like buy this down candle when everything else is just eating shit. But like this is a chart to pay attention to right now, because I mean it is down, I believe, more than Dogecoin is from all-time high, more than everything is, right? This is down like 86%, man. I mean, these guys mega capitulated. All right, let's look at Link USD. You guys keep showing me tickers, because once we don't get any more tickers, I'm gonna call this stream a day and go to the vet. So Link, there's a few ways to chart this one. I mean, 14.81, right? Like we saw this a few weeks ago. And I had suggested longing it, and I got stopped on this long, but we got a rally off here last time. We've seen this hold this support several times, right? I feel like if we get back to 1481, I'd long it. If we see some kind of smaller move, I'd try to long it. I think we're in a buy support, sell resistance type market right now. Please bear. I started with BTC, man, so you're gonna have to like rewind. I started with the ES, so when the stream's over, which is in a few minutes, you'll be able to rewind and watch it. I'll pull it up again. I think there's a lot going on other than just where BTC is headed. I think we need to see the ES hold, so the S&P needs to hold today's low, and BTC needs to hold today's low. Because it's at a 50%, right? If I had a 50% retrace of this last move, we've seen it. We could see this be as a trap, right? It could play out as a trap. Even more interesting here as support is 40,134, right? So I'm just going to do a little recap. And then if we dip lower, I think 37,800 would be where we'd want to see continuation up. But typically on this first leg, you want to see the 50% hold, which would be super amazing if that happens, right? If that happens, that would be like, and that would also probably be the S&P holding. So there's a lot of correlation going on today. We are seeing some volume come in off the 61.8 on the S&P, on the ES, right? We're starting to see this chart wick up a little. The hourly is probably turning green or blue. So we want to see things bottom where they are right now. You definitely do. And if they don't, then like it's gonna get ugly. Alright, fam, that's all I got for today. Thank you all for your participation. Sorry for a short stream. I do have kind of a pressing matter need to tend to, and yeah, you guys hop into Discord. I'm in Discord all the time, like 24/7, basically, and follow us on Twitter. And trade safe. Let's see if these markets can hold bottom today, or can hold today's lows as of now. If you get some up volume, I think going into next week, it's going to be interesting. Geopolitically, let's keep in mind, the Ukraine mess is not over, right? What does that mean? I think sanctions on Russia would be bullish for crypto, for BTC, right? Like Russia has the infrastructure to move a lot of money using the crypto networks, right? And we saw a huge correlation between Iran sanction waivers expiring, right, years ago, with the BTC price going up. And I covered this in last stream, so you guys want to go back to that, you can. Yeah, so keep that in mind, right? Geopolitically, like masses can actually be bullish. The sell off right now can be like a setup for another up move, or at least another really strong dead cat. Sweet, Brain Mac, Cooley, everybody, thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I'll catch you guys on Monday, same time, same place. Until then, I'm in Discord. Need anything else? Check out our link tree in the comment or in the